My name is Kate Keeley, and one of the things that I love to do is to write books. And of course, a writer starts out by reading books. So I've just been reading a wonderful series of books called The Hunger Games, and I really highly recommend these books. There's 3 of them, and they are so good. But when a person loves to read, a lot of times they also like to write. And so I wrote some books, and they're books about Molly Finn. So there's Molly Finn and the Seven Seas Fountain, Molly Finn and the City Under the Sea, and Molly Finn and the Pearls of Philembirth. So these are my 3 books that I wrote about a girl who finds out that she's a mermaid, and I like to call them mer people. But once she finds that out, she finds out that there are more secrets in her family about where she came from and her whole family's history. And so Molly ends up exploring what has happened in her family, why her parents stopped living under the ocean, which, if I were a mer person, I know I would want to live under the ocean all the time and only visit the land. So these are books about Molly and about the reasons why her family had to stop living under the sea and the adventures that she goes on to track down a treasure. I love to write, and as I said, part of writing is reading, and another part of writing is research. So a friend gave me a book called The Anatomy of the Sea, and this book tells me all about all the creatures that live under the sea. And if you notice, if you can tell, there's a squid on the cover of this book, and there's a squid in my book, and I think that's why my friend gave me this book, so I would know even more about these amazing creatures under the sea. And actually, something I didn't know about writing when I first started that I found out I loved was finding out about things that I never would have learned about before, like squids and how they grab onto things and how big they can get. A squid can get bigger than a house, if you can imagine that. They can be 25 feet long or longer, and they keep finding bigger and bigger ones. And there's just so many interesting things about the ocean and about people, really. I love people, and I love to watch people, and I like to try and understand them. And writing helps me to do that, and it's like having a movie in your head, and I think that is just the most fun ever.